What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearthed. Once again, I'm going to ask if I can get your attention, please. So, I don't think I'm going to be that long on this topic, man, but I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm going to have to be 100%, 110% with y'all on this one. Real time, I'm out here in the field, knocking out these properties. I got 18 on the board today. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm headed to property number 9 right now. Started at 7 o'clock. Yes, it's 10 o'clock. Heading to property number 9 of 18. So, the early bird gets the worm. So those who have seen my background, not even really seen my background, but those who have listened to the podcast about my background, you hear about a real influential. I can't speak for nothing right now, man. A real influential part of my life is Larry Hoover. I used to call him Boss. He would say to me pretty much every single day, the early bird gets the worm. He used to say that because we always started so early. So I took that on coming up in pretty much everything that I do to this day and age. When I was younger, working for companies, I used to always be like the first one there. Every company I've worked at before doing my own business, I've been promoted to a key holder just because I got there so early. Last company, I was promoted in general, up to manager. And getting there early was key. I used to get so much production at both of these companies. I'm talking about the 2 I worked before doing my own business in particular. And a lot of guys would go, how are you getting all this production done? Well, the trick to that production was the simple fact that I was able to start early. And I am a preparation guy. So the day before, I'd have everything prepped. I would get there before everybody, hop in my truck, go get on the route. And just like how I just told you, it is 10 o'clock. I'm heading to stop number 9. I started out here at 7:10, 7:15 this morning. Started on a commercial property. All the rest has been residential. But normally, starting early just kind of gives you that edge, gives you that advantage. I know some people are going to sit there and complain and go, man, I ain't no early person, man. I'm not an early riser, man. I like to stay up all night. Man, screw getting up early. Yeah, okay. You gotta try it before you knock it. Or better yet, don't knock it before you try it. You get out early, it's easy to be productive. You get somewhere early, it's easy to have advantages in that. I'll give you another example. Kids sports. Let's see. Our kids sports have a time when the game starts, and they got a time that they got to be there for pregame warm-ups and all that good stuff. If they set a time for those pregame warm-ups, if they set a time for that practice, I always rule of thumb, I love to be there 5, 10, 15 minutes early. That's just rule of thumb for me. I like being early to everything. I'm one of those guys that if you're on time, you're late. Even when you're on time in my book, or even when you're early in my book, earlier than on time, sometimes it's still not enough. Sometimes you gotta be earlier than that. But it's always the early bird that's gonna get the advantages, that's gonna get the worm. So just like that early bird is getting the worm before all those other birds that, you know, decide to come a little later, sleep in, all that good stuff. Sound familiar? It's just like us as people, taking forever in a day, dragging, not wanting to get out the bed. So this is crazy. I can sit here and pretend like everything is all together here on this podcast. But if I'm going to be completely honest with you, this is actually the end of the day at this point when I'm actually recording this final part to this podcast. So, you heard where I'm sitting here talking about how the early bird gets the worm, man. And crazy thing is, earlier when I'm sitting here trying to record that podcast during a long drive to a stop, I kept getting a lot of spam calls back to back. And every time you get a spam call, you're trying to record a podcast on your phone. Obviously, it's cutting out the call, or it's cutting out the podcast rather. So, real time, it is evening. I'm heading back to my house. I've already been back. I made, now the kids are out of school, and I was able to be that early bird that got the worm. I was able to get off early, get started on my blades. I sharpened all my blades, changed the blades on my right ZK61 and my Bradley 32-inch, and I went to start on my 72-inch mower. And oddly enough, I had a text on my phone from my wife, saying that, she has a flat tire. But when I say oddly enough is she had actually been trying to call me a few times, but for some reason, go figure, I have no missed calls on my phone. So if anybody knows anything about that as to why, there's a certain part of my house, it seems like, where whenever my wife has tried to call me in the past here, for some reason, it goes straight to my voicemail, but she can send a text and boom. Don't understand that when you have Wi-Fi and they claim top of the line Wi-Fi, this, that, and third, whatever. But that's a whole different topic. Either which way, I ran out, plugged her tire enough to fill it up. It was enough to get her back to the house. We took the tire off at the house, and as you know, that takes priority. So I still have a 72-inch mower. I have to get the blades changed on that for tomorrow. Go figure, the one machine I need for tomorrow done is the one I was saving for last. So I haven't even done that one yet. So when we took the tire off, yeah, the plug is in there good. It's holding air, but I'm looking at the inside of the tire. It's got a freaking bulge, man. A couple bulges in it. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, this might not be the best course of action, but I've had it on trailers, in the past. I've had it on tires, vehicles that I've driven, just me. And I went that way until I got a new tire. But this is my wife's car. This is the vehicle that she takes the kids in. I don't want to take that risk, whether it's her or the kids. I don't want to take that risk. So leave it to Charger, which, if you didn't know, my wife drives a Dodge Charger, 2019 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. They don't include spare tires on that thing. No spare wheels, no none of that. So what happened was she had a cracked rim under warranty. I believe this was last year or the year before. And it was on back order for a long time. And they expected us to be able to get around with a cracked rim. So I found someone who could weld real nice, do real nice fab work on it. They fabbed that to where it was good as new. So when we eventually got the new rim on, that became the new rim, and I just had that spare wheel and 2 spare tires that are in great condition for her car. So, make a long story short, we're in the process of trying to get 2 new tires for her car right now because, again, I'm not taking a chance with bulging on that her car. So I just went and got the spare rim and a spare tire. I have it on that rim. I'm on my way back to go mount that now. And then finish the 72 inch. And then hopefully I'm done for the day after I do all my closeouts for the day and get my routing ready for tomorrow and get ready to do it all over again early, because once again, early bird gets the worm. See, these are the challenges that get thrown in your direction. See, I'm a believer, so I know that these challenges get thrown at you. Give me all the pressure. You know what I mean? Let me get all that pressure. Do I love sitting here, with all this stuff happening? No, I don't, but I look at the positives. My wife and kids are good, man. She was able to pull over safely. I was able to get to her quickly, get it to where we can get to the house, and I'm able to get this fixed. By the grace of God, God will always provide a way. He's going to provide a way for us to go ahead and get these tires ASAP and put on the car. So it could always be worse. God is good. So you know what? It is what it is, man. That's why I say just give me that pressure. Because those who aren't doing too well don't get any of the pressure. That's how I look at it. That's how I have to look at it. How many people who aren't successful, who aren't trying to do anything with their life, do you hear them talking about I'm under some pressure? You don't. So you know what? Go ahead and give me that pressure. Go ahead and give me that pressure, man. So I say all this to say, man, early bird gets the worm. This turned into the perfect example. Things don't always go 100% the way we planned it. But you know what? Here's another way to look at this. Had I not started early today, I'd probably still be in the field when all this happened. And best believe it, I'm still going to find a way. I'm always going to get, to the people I love whenever they need me, even if I'm out in the field. But because I started early, guess where I was at? I was already at the house. I was able to drop the trailer there. Because where my wife was able to pull over to wouldn't have been the easiest place to maneuver a trailer at all. So you know what? Early bird gets the worm. Each and every day, man. And tomorrow, I'm going to be that early bird that gets the worm once again. I'm going to be dealing with all that pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. And for where I'm trying to go, I'm going to be dealing with a lot more pressure. Ain't no, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with so much pressure. Oh my gosh, I need to just give up now and stop getting up early. Let me get up later. I'm tired right now. It's been a long day. I need to sleep in. Oh my gosh, I need to sleep in. Heck nah. I need to get up early and get to this shopping center in the morning so I can get to that before everybody and their cousin decides they want to go shopping. Then, by the grace of God, by me getting through that route at a good time, guess what I get to do? Get home early, spend more time with the family. So early bird gets the worm. And I guess the other part of this is you got to accept that pressure. You got to. All right, y'all. That's all I got, because I'm going to be on this joint for a whole other hour if I keep on going, man. I'm real passionate about what I'm talking about right now, if you can't tell. But y'all take it easy. Be blessed. Peace. Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude Unearthed, where we dive into deep topics, discussing not only the highlight reels, but we talk about the lowlight reels, the struggles, the successes. Anything we want to talk about for today, we will cover on this podcast. Once again, I appreciate you for listening to this. If you can, please give us a 5-star review. We are currently on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and still working on a few more. Thanks again for listening to us. Y'all be blessed. Peace.